Ever feel like your brain just won't stay on track? Like no matter how much you try, your mind drifts, your focus slips, and it's all just scattered. You're not failing. You're not flawed. You're just untrained. And that's actually a win, because what's untrained can be trained. We live in a world designed to hijack your attention. Every app, every ping, every scroll is engineered to pull you away from what matters. So, unless you were raised in a Zen monastery with no Wi-Fi, you probably never had a fair shot at building real focus. This is why you can't focus, and how to build it in 30 days. Some people didn't lose their focus. They never had the chance to build it in the first place. No one showed them how. No one taught them that attention is a skill, not a trait. So they grow up thinking, I can't concentrate. I'm not good at sticking with things. I must just be wired this way. But here's the truth. If you've never trained it, your brain isn't falling short. It's simply reacting the way it was conditioned to. It's like being mad at yourself for not running a marathon when your training routine was walking to the fridge between episodes with snacks and maybe a blanket cape. Let's not expect laser focus from a mind that's been pulled in 50 directions a day since childhood. This isn't about shame. It's about skill. You don't need more motivation. You need a system, one you can actually follow, one that respects how attention really works. And that's what we're building over the next 30 days. No pressure, no hype, just daily practice, small steps with real results. But before we train focus, we have to understand what weakens it. What pulls your mind off track before you even notice? Let's break down the 3 major focus killers next, so you can finally see what's been stealing your attention from the inside out. Before you train your focus, you need to understand what's been stealing it. Because you're not just distracted, you're constantly being pulled. And the more invisible the pull, the more powerful it becomes. Focus killer number 1. Constant stimulation. Your brain was never meant to handle 40 tabs, 5 apps, 12 notifications, and a video running in the background, all at once. But that's how most people live now. Every time you switch tasks, even for a second, your brain pays a price. It has to reorient, re-engage, refocus. That takes energy. And over time, that energy gets drained. Mental fatigue isn't about doing too much. It's about switching too much. Imagine watching a movie where every 3 minutes someone changes the channel. That's your brain on multitasking. Focus killer number 2, lack of structure. Most people wake up and wing it. No clear task, no start time, no mental framework. But your brain needs boundaries to operate at its best. When there's no defined start, there's no momentum. And when there's no clear end, your mind starts wandering halfway through. Clarity creates focus. Structure protects it. Think about the last time you had a tight deadline. You probably focused better in 1 hour than you did all day the day before. Why? Because the restricted time container was clear. And while we're on the subject of building focus, like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon to stay updated with our focused step-by-step mental upgrades. Focus killer number 3, shallow goals, no emotional hook. Here's a hard truth. If you're not emotionally invested in what you're doing, your brain checks out fast. Surface-level goals like be more productive or get things done sound nice, but they don't hold your focus when resistance shows up. Your mind needs to know why it should care. Otherwise, it will drift toward whatever feels easier, faster, or more entertaining. You can't force deep focus when your brain feels scattered. That's like trying to read a novel at a rock concert. So if your focus feels scattered, drained, or inconsistent, it's not a flaw. It's feedback. It's your brain saying, I'm overstimulated, underguided, and not emotionally connected to this. And now that you know the 3 biggest causes, you're ready to start building your focus back 1 layer at a time. Next, I'll walk you through the 30-day structure step by step. Starting with week 1, awareness training. Let's reset your attention from the inside out. We don't start by forcing focus. We start by noticing what's pulling it. Most people try to concentrate harder, without understanding why they can't concentrate in the first place. Week 1 is about awareness, because you can't train what you're not tracking. We're going to slow the mind down enough to see what steals your attention, what patterns you fall into, what state your brain is in when you drift. You're not fixing anything yet. You're just observing the terrain before you start rebuilding the road. Daily exercise 1, 5-minute mindfulness check-in. Set a timer. Sit down comfortably. No music, no phone, no task. Close your eyes and just notice your thoughts. Don't fight them. Don't judge them. Just observe where your mind goes. Did it jump to your phone? To your to-do list? To what someone said to you 3 weeks ago? That's your mental baseline, and you need to see it clearly before you change it. Don't worry if it's chaotic. Most people's brains in stillness sound like, I'm hungry, but I just ate. Okay, focus. Wait, why does my head feel itchy? I have to Google the symptoms. Did I lock the door? Daily exercise 2, distraction journal. Every time you notice yourself losing focus during the day, write down what distracted you, what you were trying to do, how you felt in that moment. Do this for a week. By day 3, patterns will start jumping out at you. Maybe you always drift when a task feels uncertain. Maybe it's when you're tired. Maybe it's whenever you open email. Those patterns matter more than you think. They're the fingerprint of your current attention system. Daily exercise 3, one thing at a time commitment. Pick one task each day and do it with your full attention. No switching. No tabs. No just checking. It could be washing dishes, writing an email, or finishing a simple task. But for 10-30 minutes, it gets your full attention. No multitasking. Just one clean mental stream. You're not trying to be productive this week. You're just learning how scattered things actually are without judgment. And when you see that clearly, you stop blaming yourself and start working with your mind instead of against it. Recap for week 1, awareness training. 5 minutes of mindfulness each day. Keep a distraction journal. Commit to single-tasking one thing daily. This isn't about results yet. It's about recognition. Next week, we start strengthening attention. But you can't strengthen what you haven't faced. Now that you've started noticing where your focus goes, it's time to train it to stay. Focus isn't about staring at a screen harder. It's about teaching your brain that it can stay with something, even when it wants to escape. And that's what this week is for. We're not forcing anything. We're just increasing the mental weight, 1 rep at a time. Daily Tool 1, the Pomodoro Reset, 25-5-25 rule. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Pick one task. When the timer starts, stay with it. No checking, no switching. When the timer ends, take a 5-minute break. Stand up. Stretch. Stare at a wall like it owes you rent. Just look at anything that isn't a screen or part of your workspace. Then go back to your task again. If 25 feels like too much, start with 15. What matters is the time boundary and the signal it sends to your brain. This is focus time. We're here now. If you're still with us, without constantly checking another open tab on your browser with your next Amazon buys, then you're already doing great on this step. Daily Tool 2, Focus Anchors. Pick a physical anchor that signals the start of focus. Sitting in a specific chair. Wearing headphones even with no sound. Lighting a candle. Setting a timer and placing your phone face down across the room. It might feel silly at first, but repetition turns it into a mental switch. Your brain starts to associate that anchor with focus mode, not scroll mode. Daily Tool 3, Visual Time Blocks. At the start of your day, take a piece of paper or a whiteboard, sticky note, or notebook. Write down 2 or 3 tasks that actually need your attention today. Example: write report, reply to client email, read 10 pages. Next to each task, block out a time range. Example: 10 o'clock to 10:30 a.m. write report. 11 o'clock to 11:20 a.m. email replies. Keep that paper somewhere visible while you work. No fancy productivity tools. No app overwhelm, just your brain. And a written plan you can see with your eyes. You're creating mental structure, not chasing perfection. You're not trying to become a machine. You're just creating a path. Because focus doesn't grow in chaos. It grows under carefully structured thought and action. Recap: Week 2 Focus Plan. Use the Pomodoro Reset, 25-5-25. Pick and repeat your focus anchor. Plan 2 to 3 time blocks daily with a physical reminder. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing your brain. This matters, and I'm staying with it. By now, you've started building attention and protecting it with structure. But life doesn't always stick to your plan. That's where cognitive flexibility comes in. The ability to shift focus, adjust quickly, and stay mentally agile when your environment changes. This week is about learning how to bounce back fast, without spiraling into frustration, distraction, or shutdown. Daily Tool 1, Task Switching Drills. Once a day, do 2 completely different tasks back-to-back on purpose. Example, 10 minutes of reading a book, then 10 minutes organizing your desk or folding laundry. Then repeat the cycle once. The goal isn't productivity, it's to train your brain to switch gears smoothly without losing presence. Start small. Do 1 to 2 transitions a day. The key is to notice how your mind resists the shift and stay with it anyway. Daily Tool 2, Body Reset, Low-Intensity Movement. Whenever your brain starts to lock up or spiral, move your body. Not for a workout, just for a reset. Suggestions, 3 to 5 minutes of walking. Gentle stretches. 10 to 15 slow, controlled squats. Laying on the floor and breathing for 2 minutes. Physical motion resets mental rigidity. It interrupts the mental freeze and gives your brain a way to shift without forcing it through. Daily Tool 3, Creative Breaks, Non-Specific Outcome Tasks. Once per day, engage in a short activity that has no productivity goal, only attention engagement. Examples: doodling or sketching. Freestyle journaling, whatever's on your mind. Building something small like a puzzle or a shape with random objects. Playing a short song and listening fully without multitasking. You're teaching your brain that flexibility doesn't mean losing control. It means shifting focus without shutting down. This week isn't about doing more. It's about staying fluid when your brain wants to freeze. When things feel messy, you're not failing, you're training. And by the end of this week, you'll feel more able to shift focus intentionally, not reactively. Recap for Week 3, Cognitive Flexibility. Daily task switching drills, 2 contrasting activities. Physical reset breaks when mental pressure builds. 1 short creative task to build relaxed engagement. You're not just improving focus, you're improving your ability to return to focus no matter what life throws at you. You've built awareness. You've trained your attention. You've increased your mental flexibility. Now it's time to put that focus to work in your actual life. This week isn't about adding new tools. It's about using what you've built to take on the things that matter most. This is where focus shifts from a skill to a habit. Daily Practice 1, the Daily Focus Plan. Each morning, create a simple plan for the day using pen and paper or a whiteboard. Write down 3 main tasks that actually matter today, the kind that move your goals forward. Assign each task a specific time block. Don't just say later or eventually. Example: 9:30 at 10:30, write proposal. 11 o'clock to 11:45, client follow-up. 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, research new tools. Put this plan somewhere you'll see it throughout the day. Visible equals accountable. You're not aiming for a perfect schedule. You're training your brain to focus with intention, not reaction. Daily Practice 2, Midpoint Check-In. Halfway through your day, stop and ask, what's pulling me off track today? Am I reacting or directing my time? This check-in takes 2 minutes, but it prevents entire days from slipping through the cracks unnoticed. Daily Practice 3, End-of-Day Review. At the end of each day, write down what you actually focused on, what helped, what distracted you, what you'll adjust tomorrow. You're not doing this to be hard on yourself. You're building self-directed feedback, and that's what separates trained focus from constant firefighting. And no, accidentally scrolling for 90 minutes doesn't mean you're doomed. It just means you're human, and probably need to plug in your charger somewhere other than your bed or your desk. Especially if you know that this space is your main scroll trap. Recap for Week 4, Real-World Application. Plan 1 core focus task each morning. Check in on your attention at midday. Do a quick review each night to lock in what's working. This week is about learning to focus where it counts, not in an ideal environment, but in the one you actually live in. You've trained your attention. Now you're using it to finish things, to follow through, and to stay clear even when life isn't. You've just spent 30 days retraining how your brain works. Not by grinding, not by forcing it, but by learning to guide it with awareness, structure, and repetition. That's not just discipline, that's identity change. You didn't just become more focused. You became the kind of person who knows how to direct their mind. What focus actually builds. When your focus returns, it doesn't just make you more productive. It gives you back clarity, the ability to cut through the noise. Confidence because you follow through. Self-respect because you stop breaking your own promises. You stop spiraling. You start choosing, and those choices compound. You're not just managing your time better. You're out here like, wow, I did what I said I'd do. Who is this person? It's you, but with better cognitive boundaries and less caffeine panic. This video was never about being perfect. You will still get distracted. You will still have days where your plan falls apart. That's not failure, that's reality. The win isn't avoiding chaos. It's knowing how to come back when it happens. And always remember, even if you drop the routines, even if you forget the drills, you'll carry something from this process. The understanding that focus isn't something you wait for. It's something you build. And you've already started. If this helped you shift even one piece of your attention, like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who's been stuck in the fog. Let's keep building clarity, one focused thought at a time. Ready to go even deeper? If your mind's been foggy and your emotions feel flat, then next week's video is for you. How to wake up emotionally in 10 minutes a day. It's a gentle guide to reconnecting with yourself without overwhelm.